For the final time in 2014, you are looking live at Paul H. Muse Field at Dragon Stadium. It's the Class 2A state semifinals between the Junction City Dragons and the Earle Bulldogs. I'm your play-by-play man tonight, Jacob Pumphrey, and joining me in the El Dorado Chemical broadcast booth is my partner in crime. You've heard him here before, Mr. Dylan Nowak. Dylan, how we doing tonight?
We're doing good. Everybody see some football.
Yes, sir. We have a good one on hand tonight. Junction City riding a 38-game winning streak, the longest such streak in the state of Arkansas. The last team to defeat the Dragons, the Earle Bulldogs, in the season opener in 2012.
Yeah, a lot of bad blood here. They've only played to this will be the third meeting.
Yes, third overall meeting.
It's tied 1-1. Let's see who wants to come out here and get this win, move on to the state championship.
The Bulldogs, no stranger to the big game last year, competed in the 3-3A conference and made a run at the state championship game, but was defeated by Ty Story-led Charleston 48-6 in the semifinal round. They find themselves in the Class 2A state playoffs, standing in their way Junction City. Let's talk a little bit about that Earle defense. Several playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. Gary Bohannon, Tevin Scott, Marcus Waits, Dwayne Hitton, Michael Means, and LaMichael Brooks, all seniors contributing heavily to that Bulldog defense, according to Coach Albert Coleman. Dylan, it's going to be a tall task facing the Junction City offense. What will Earle have to do tonight to not necessarily stop? Nobody's been able to do that yet this year, but to contain the Dragons.
Well, the Dragons, they can get the ball to a lot of people, a lot of playmakers. What they need to do is to stop Jacquees Dancy first off and make them go to the air. And if they can force passes, maybe get some pressure on the quarterback and make incomplete passes, I think they have a shot.
Yes, they do. Like we said before, a good matchup tonight at Paul H. Muse Field. We are just under 17 minutes away from kickoff. On the offensive side of the ball, Earle, as we mentioned, a bunch of two-way players that contribute on offense and defense. And on offense, I believe it all gets started with a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, I was watching him at pregame. That boy can sling it around. He did not look like no freshman. He looked like a 4-year starting college quarterback.
Yes, he did. He has the size to go along with it, 6'4", 220. And
that's a big kid.
Yes, it is. And ladies and gentlemen, we will pause for a second for the invocation and the national anthem.
Please stand. Father, we thank you for a nice evening this evening, for good weather. Father, we pray that you would bless each player tonight in the game, save them from being hurt or injury. Father, that you might manifest yourself, Lord, over this place tonight as we come to observe and to root for our teams and to trust that those who labor, those who work, those who have been working out all through the football season, that Father, that they will tonight play a good game and we'll all rejoice when the game ends. For it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Now, Junction City High School band with the national anthem. from Earle's alma mater.
We thank you for joining this broadcast of Dragon Football, brought to you by the Dragon Sports Network. Title sponsor, Eldorado Chemical. And you are listening to the McDonald's Grocery pregame show. Before I go any further, the schools participating in this football playoff game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The AAA, which is sponsoring this football playoff game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of State High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility, which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. Let's get back to football. The Earle offense, as we were talking about before the national anthem, freshman quarterback.
It's all centered around him.
Yes, it is. He doesn't play like a freshman, and he sure doesn't look like one either.
He looks like an animal out there. Kind of reminds me of Vince Young, kind of.
Yes, 6'4", 220, very mobile, but very, very powerful arm.
Yeah, I think Junction City really needs to put pressure on him, and also play a little contained, kind of force him to make him stay in the pocket because he is a runner.
Yes, he is. Earle, plenty of playmakers on the offensive side of the football that Bohannon can spread the wealth to. Marcus Nelson, Richard Merritt, Marcus Lane, to name a few, along with sophomores Elias Seals and DeJuan Moss. And let's talk about that Dragon defense, who will tonight face a very prolific Earle offense.
Yeah, like I said before, they just need to keep putting pressure on that quarterback. If they take him out of the game, I think they'll run away with this one, honestly.
Last week in a quarterfinal win against Desart, we saw Josh Armstrong become the school's all-time leading tackler, passing Byron Jones. But most would be surprised to know that the leading tackler on the team is a junior. Junior linebacker Matthew Freeman leading the Dragons with 97 tackles. And along with Armstrong and Mason, both could hit the 100 mark tonight. So it will be key to see how those three, along with the rest of the Dragons, are able to attack this Earle offense, who, just like the Dragons, has many weapons.
Yeah, Freeman's a good athlete. He's like 205 pounds, 6 foot, and he's fun to watch. He's a fun player to watch.
There's a bunch of guys on that Dragon defense that just have that scrappy, claw, fight, punch, bite mentality about them that just get the job done. You can look at the tackle stats, the tackle charts that we keep, and there's a lot of solo tackles, but there's a lot of assisted tackles because you got guys flying to the football.
Talking about scrappy, on the other side of the ball, Jacquez Dancy, last time I was here, he was just absolutely rolling through people. He was stiff arm and swinging around. He did not want to go down. He had a lot of heart, and he wants to get this state championship.
Yes, he does. Over 1,700 yards rushing on the ground this year for Dancy, the school's all-time leading rusher. He is averaging 19.4 yards per carry.
That's insane.
Yes, it is. I said that correctly. 19.4 yards per carry. That is just absurd.
And number 74, Joseph Davis.
And also on the Dragons offense, Randall Holyfield. If Junction City is to come out and start slinging it around a little bit, more than they usually do, Holyfield, 256 yards from 3,000, and by far would be the first Dragon quarterback to accomplish that.
Yeah, just kind of give a little rundown of how Junction City's been doing in the playoffs so far. They are scoring 50 points a game and only gave up one touchdown a game.
Back-to-back state champions.
Impressive. And that touchdown comes against Walnut Ridge late in the ball game.
Against the JV almost.
Yes, and those guys were even playing really tough. So for the Dragons, we should have an old-fashioned brawl tonight here in the border town. Class 2A state semifinals with Little Rock on the line. Winner here advances to the state championship game at War Memorial Stadium to take on the winner of the other semifinal game tonight, Hazen and McCrory. Captains for the Dragons, number 24, Madison Matthews. Number 56, DJ Brown. And number 6, Javante Rogers.
Number 63, Colton Pratt. And number 70, Corey Kemp.
And we're waiting to see the captains for the Earle Bulldogs tonight.
Justin Thompson and
One thing we got to talk about is the field condition tonight. It's a little sloppy, so holding on the ball could be an issue early on. So maybe the team that wins the turnover battle could come out on top tonight.
Very well so. Coach Coleman for the Earle Bulldogs mentioned that in an interview with the El Dorado News Times about holding on to the football, controlling the football, setting a good pace with his offense are going to be keys to playing Junction City tonight. We saw it last week with Desark, who would run the play clock all the way down before they take the snap just to keep the Dragon offense off the field. And that's, you know, when you think about it, that's probably a good strategy. But you have to score points. 2, 3, 4 play drives by Junction City. You look up, and it's 21-0.
Junction City Dragons. Number 6, Javante Rogers. Number 24.
Nearing the 8-minute mark. Until kickoff here at Paul H. Muse Field. I'm going to promise you a good ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
You promised me that 3 times already.
Well, we have one on tap tonight. Captains for the Earle Bulldogs. Number 10, senior wide receiver, Tevin Scott. And small numbers on the Earle jerseys. Number 5, senior running back Marcus Lane, huge contributor to the Earle offense. And number 15, the wide receiver Jarius Wright, not to be confused with the former Arkansas Razorback. Dylan, let's talk about what is Junction City going to have to do. They're facing an opponent who brings more to the table offensively and defensively than teams that they've, honestly, than any team that they've played so far this year. How do you handle a situation like that in practice leading up to the game?
I mean, when you play a team like Earle, they're fast-paced, and they're going to score quickly, but the one thing they need to do is respond. If they score, Junction City's got to respond. And that's the way they're going to have to, it's going to be a dogfight.
Yes, it is, a dogfight indeed. Don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if Earle comes out and just punches Junction City in the mouth. They definitely have the offense and the weapons to do such. But us here at the Dragon Sports Network love our Junction City Dragons, and we know what they're countering with as well.
This could turn out to be a TCU Baylor type game. Someone might score a combined 100 points.
You never know. They might just start running up and down the field. And as you mentioned earlier with the field conditions, especially in the middle part of the field, it's looking pretty beat up, and especially down toward the end zones as well. So it's going to be a factor to see if guys can keep their footing.
Will kick off.
So Junction City will receive to start the ball game. We'll get an early look at that potent Junction City Dragon offense.
I think it's very imperative that in this first drive, Junction City sets the tone, maybe with the running game, hand it off to their speedy back Dancy, and let them do work.
On defense, the Bulldogs love to line up in even fronts, especially out of the 40 formation, but they will attack Junction City with some odd fronts as well, especially to keep the Dragon offensive line guessing.
I haven't seen Junction City play a team that has a spread out offense like this Earle team has, so it'll be really, really interesting to watch how the Dragons defend this spread out attack.
Yes, the Bulldogs will counter with formations. They'll run out of the 4 wide, they'll run out of the empty, but then they'll also bring it in and run out of the single wing formation as well. So kind of a dual threat offense Junction City's used to seeing, but they will definitely be playing better talent here tonight at Paul H. Muse Field. For those of you just joining us, Class 2A state semifinals, the Junction City Dragons, 11-0, 38-game winning streak. Welcome in the Earle Bulldogs, sitting at 10-3, winners of the 3-2A, both playing for a shot at Little Rock. Junction City looking to make it to their 7th state championship game in school history.
This is where you got to lay it on the line to get to your goal, the state championship.
And we've said it before, the folks at home are probably tired of hearing it. But when you line it up and set the football down, records, numbers, statistics,
they don't matter.
The stuff we love to talk about, that all goes out of the books. And we are waiting for the Junction City Dragons, the crowd getting into it.
There's a buzz in this stadium.
Here in the border town, yes. These folks are all too familiar with semifinal games and that trip to Little Rock. And we will see one more time if the Dragons can get it done at Paul H. Muse Field in 2014.
And now, Coach David Carter.
And here come the two-time defending state Class AA state champions, the Junction City Dragons, with the longest winning streak in the state, sitting at 38 games, set to put it on the line against the last team to beat them, the Earle Bulldogs.
Sounds like Death Valley in here, Jacob. The booth
rocking.
The booth is rocking.
Union Kennel and Farm Supply, Junction City Pharmacy, Southern T-Shirt Company, First Financial Bank, Farm Bureau, Three Creeks Baptist Church, STI Sims, Legacy Neurosurgery, Great Lakes Solutions, Boosop, Max Tree Service, and Mayor Preston Rogers, and the town of Junction City, Louisiana. All wonderful sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. Without you, we aren't standing in this booth tonight presenting Dragon football to the masses.
Let's see if they come out of the onside kick like the other teams have been doing recently to the Bulldogs.
Trying to catch Junction City off guard. Teeing it up for the Earle Bulldogs at his 40-yard line. Number 52, the senior offensive and defensive lineman, Mr. Robert Fulton. And standing at his 15 is number 3, Jacquees Dancy. It'll be a corner kick. It'll be picked at, it'll bounce by Evans, and he'll have to scramble to get on the football. And he will do that, but no return for Junction City as we see the conditions of the field playing into things early on.
The ball hit the ground and kind of took a weird bounce, kind of made Evans kind of hit the ball, couldn't find it. But luckily he did jump on it.
Oh, they placed down on the 21st and 10 for the Dragon.
So Evans falls on the football at the 20, and that's where Junction City will begin their opening drive of the game. First down and 10.
Randall Holyfield, quarterback.
Holyfield will work out of the gun. He's got twins to the top of your screen. Lone receiver is Armstrong to the right. Sends Armstrong in motion. Drops back to pass. Looks left. And it passes, intercepted. That's picked off. It's at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. That's number 10. The senior defensive back, Tevin Scott, picks off the Randall Holyfield pass and takes it 20 yards to the house. 11 seconds into this contest, and the Earle Bulldogs have hit pay dirt.
Scott, he just was watching Holyfield the entire time and jumped the route as soon as it released it. It was a good defensive play by him on his part.
Yes, it was. Tip of the old cap to that young man. Holyfield knew the read he wanted to go to, didn't put just enough on the football. Scott picked it off. Nobody touched him. And Earle's on the board first.
Now what Junction City needs to do is to respond quickly.
Earle to try for the 2-point conversion. Bohannon in the pistol. Handoff, right side, and he's in. That was number 4, Richard Merritt on the carry over right tackle, and the 2-point conversion is good. So 11 seconds into this one, I believe it's safe to say the first punch has been thrown. The Earle Bulldogs 8, the Junction City Dragons 0, quieting the fans here at Paul H. Muse Field with 11:49 to go in the opening quarter. Oh my.
The Bulldogs saying it's your turn, Dragons.
Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we promised you a ball game, and you just witnessed only the second touchdown to be scored against Junction City in the playoffs this year. The first against the starting defense.
Couldn't ask for a better start from the Bulldogs from their coach over there.
Definitely gets
happy head coach right now.
Yes, it is. Definitely gets the momentum going for Coach Coleman's bunch.
And what that says, that says that we can play with these good Dragons.
Yes, it does. No intimidation factor whatsoever. Fulton set to kick it off.
Robert Fulton.
Once again from his 40. It'll be a corner kick. That's a low kick. It'll be fielded by Bell. He'll make his way to the right side, and Bell will be wrapped up, brought down as he makes his way across the 25-yard line. So Junction City set to begin their second drive from scrimmage, and once again, it's kind of a known thing. The third week in a row we've seen a turnover for the Dragons, and this time very costly.
On the 28-yard line, be 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
1st and 10 for Junction City. Ball sits on the Dragon 28-yard line. 16 seconds into this contest, Earle up 8-0. Trips formation to the right for Holyfield. Bell, the single receiver, to the left. And the ever-dangerous Jacquees Dancy to the right of Holyfield.
In the backfield.
Holyfield scans the defense. Takes the snap, handoff, that's Dancy.
Dancy.
Trouble immediately, bounces it to the right side. He's got a little running room, and he will be almost wrapped up, kind of carries the man, and it will be pushed out of bounds just short of midfield.
Just like I was saying in pregame, he does not want to go down. He will do anything in his power to break tackles and get that first down.
A very powerful and hard running back is Dancy, and he knows what's at stake. He knows what is at stake here tonight.
When you look at him, you think of a speedy back, but he's powerful.
Yes, he is. Again, the Dragons counter with the trips formation, this time to the left. Holyfield in the gun, Dancy set to that side as well. And it'll go to Dancy. The give, left side, and he will be met immediately, but he will keep the legs churning and pick up 5 as he moves across midfield down into Bulldog territory.
Number 52.
I'm liking what head coach Carpenter's doing with putting Bell at wide receiver, an extra blocker out there. He's 6'6". He can make sure that cornerback does not get to Dancy.
Yes, he can. A lot of body right there from number 40. 11-10, clock rolling. Paul H. Muse Field. Earle up 8-0. Junction City making their way into Bulldog territory. Twins to each side. Dancy to the right of Holyfield. Sends Evans in motion across the formation. Give to Dancy left side, and he will plow forward, running with purpose. And he'll pick up the first down.
Number 56, Brown, 5'10", 205, is getting it done up front, giving Dancy a lot of room to run.
Marquise Nelson on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Ball placed down on the 44-yard line.
10:51 to go. First quarter. Ball on the 44-yard line. Junction City looking to answer the Bulldogs. Trips to the short side of the field. Holyfield in the gun with Bell to his right. Makes a motion toward Bell, and there's a flag on the play. And that's going to be a false start on the Dragons. So Holyfield looks to Bell to try to make a play, and we're not sure. I believe an offensive lineman jumped the gun, and that'll back Junction City up 5. So 1st and 15. Ball on the 49-yard line. Junction City moving from Arkansas into Louisiana.
1st and 15 now for the Dragons.
Holyfield in the gun, takes the snap, scans left, he'll fire it right. He's got Bell, and it's incomplete, just out of his hands.
Intended for Jamario Bell.
That was a good throw, and it did not come down with it. Maybe maybe lost sight of him in the lights.
Maybe so. I'm not sure if the ball is wet or what the case is, but Bell had it in his hands, wasn't able to bring it down, would have put Junction City in the red zone. But it'll bring up a 2nd down and 15, ball on the 49-yard line. 10:15 to go, first quarter. Earle out to an early lead, 8-0. Armstrong, the wide receiver to the far side. Handoff will go to Dancy. He'll work the right side. He's got running room, runs by one guy, cuts it back across to the middle of the field, and he will be stopped at the 25. I believe they'll give him the 24-yard line. And Junction City, another big first down to keep the drive alive.
He's resilient. He does not want to go down. I say it time and time again, but it's true. He wants that touchdown.
We're going to run out of adjectives for this young man. He is definitely toting the football tonight. Rogers brings the play into Holyfield. Dragons break the huddle. Ball spotted at the Bulldog 25-yard line. Under 10 minutes to go, opening quarter. Trips formation, Evans, Armstrong, and Rogers. Bell the receiver to the top. Takes the snap. Holyfield, plenty of time, fires it down the field, and that's caught! Josh Armstrong! Touchdown, Junction City! And they're going to get him with a 15-yard penalty, spike the football. But Junction City finds the end zone and answers the Bulldogs.
Holyfield with an amazing throw, only where his receiver could catch it, and he came down with a beautiful catch right there.
Yes, he did to Juan Moss, number 17, the sophomore defensive back playing free safety, had a beat on that Holyfield ball, but he put it right on the money to where only Armstrong can get it. And the Dragons now to try the point after. So the 15-yard penalty will be marked off on the extra point try. So, you know, expect Junction City to go for 2 anyway to try to tie it up.
I see a kicking team on the field.
William Smith in the hole.
Some of the Junction City fans hollering why it's not assessed on the kickoff, but nonetheless.
Holyfield the kick.
False start.
And false start on Junction City. I believe they're going to get Bell. He started a little too early, and that's going to back the Dragons up even more. So possibly the longest point after attempt in Arkansas football history.
Just 5-yard penalty.
Being facetious, but it will be a long attempt as the ball spotted.
Yeah, 40-yard field, 40-yard extra point. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
At about the 23, so
you would think they would put it on the kickoff. That's what you normally would see.
that's what I'm used to seeing, and several of the Junction City fans making their case for why it's not assessed on the kickoff. But nonetheless, Junction City calls timeout, and they'll talk it over. So 8-6. A Randall Holyfield pass on the first play from scrimmage was picked off and taken to the house, and the 2-point conversion was successful. That put Earle on the board 11 seconds into this contest, and Junction City just answered. Randall Holyfield hooked up with Josh Armstrong from 25 yards out, and kind of a ticky-tack penalty. They got Armstrong for, kind of quietly spiking the football, I guess you could say, and tacked on with an offsides penalty in Junction City. He's got the ball at the 23 for the point after. So Holyfield in the shotgun, Dancy to his left, takes the snap. They're going to give it to Dancy. He's going to work the right side. He's going to have to use the burners, and he's not brought down. He's in for the 2-point conversion. Oh my goodness, I ain't believing what I just saw.
Are you kidding me? Woo! A 2-point conversion ran from the 23-yard line, and they handed off.
Freshman.
Wow.
Oh man, freshman defensive back Gary Bohannon. He'll work his quarterback on the offensive side of the ball. Had Dancy down at the 8, tried to wrap him up, but it didn't work. That young man is toting the football tonight, let me tell you.
I don't think I've ever seen him like that before.
Junction City lines up with 4 wide receivers. They give it to Dancy, and he scores the 2-point conversion from 23 yards out. And Junction City ties it at 8 with 9:46 to go in the opening quarter.
That was a gutsy call.
Man. Two minutes and 14 seconds into this one. We got ourselves a ball game. Dylan, let us hear that scoring drive.
It was one of the longer drives I've seen in Junction City history. 6 plays, 72 yards.
Holyfield set to tee it off from the 40. Corner kick. That's going to be taken by number 10. He's at the 25. He's going to cut it back across the left side of the field, and he makes a couple more men miss, and he'll finally be tackled
Matthew Freeman on the
by Matthew Freeman.
I thought I saw a couple blocking the backs on that one. I don't know about you.
Something definitely had to happen for him to be able to spring it back to the left like he did. That was number 10, Tevin Scott, on the return for Earle. He had the interception, the 20-yard interception return for a touchdown. They got the Bulldogs on the board.
Making his presence known early.
Yes, he is, and for the first time tonight, we will see that Bulldog offense.
Quarterback.
Bohannon in the pistol.
Number 11.
Merritt set behind him. A wing back to the right. Single receivers to each side. Handoff. That goes to Merritt. He's going to work right side. Breaks off a couple of tackles. And he's running hard as well. That's Will Smith on the tackle for Junction City. And Keandre Evans making his presence felt from the free safety position.
These two offenses are mirror images of each other. I thought I was watching Dancy run the ball for a second. I looked up and they were wearing white and red.
Merritt's first carry. He's running very hard. And we'll take an official timeout. There's a gentleman shaking up for the Earle Bulldogs on the field. I believe that's number 5, Marcus Lane. 9:23 to play, first quarter. Class 2A state semifinals. The Earle Bulldogs 8, the Junction City Dragons 8.
Couldn't ask for a better start. This is what you want to see as a fan. Some good old football.
An old-fashioned slugfest on hand in the border town tonight. Hoping it's nothing serious for the young man down on the field.
It's kind of set the scene. You see everyone along the fence and everything. There's a lot of people in this place.
Yes, there is. Really good crowd here on hand.
And it's a muddy field, and there's a kind of a haze over it.
Just says playoff football to me.
It does say playoff football. Full moon.
And seeing some more Dragon fans trickle in here to Paul H. Muse Field.
Got a couple scouts in the stands.
Yes, we do. I believe we see a couple of the old Mule Rider football staff down here sitting at the 15-yard line on the Dragon sideline of the southern part of the field. And ladies and gentlemen, we will not speculate on the injury. They have brought the card out, most likely, hopefully, for precautionary measures. The winner of this game advances to Little Rock next Saturday for the Class 2A state championship game. The winner of this one will play the winner of the Hazen-McCrory matchup. That's a conference matchup going on in the north central part of the state. Both teams out of the 6-2A conference, I believe. Mr. Carter Bryant snuck in the booth on us. Again, not to speculate on the injury. A young man being put on the stretcher. 9:23 to play here, opening quarter. Class 2A state semifinals, all tied up at 8.
You've seen both teams so far, so how do you feel that's going?
Well, the first 2:37, if my math is correct, if the rest of us to go like the first 2:37 went, then we're going to have us a ball game here tonight.
Like I was saying earlier, Baylor and TCU.
And you mentioned earlier that both teams kind of spitting images of each other. Yes, that's really the case. You look at Earle, they like to spread it out, but they'll definitely run it between the tackles with, they won't hesitate to pull that card, definitely. And then on defense, Junction City, we've seen all year, they'll hit you in the mouth. We're going over the tackle charts, and, I'd speculate to say that the leading tackler as far as solo tackles probably has maybe 25 or 30. And then you just see guys with just unassisted tackles out of the wazoo, tackles for lost, guys just flying to the football. And so far tonight, Earle's done the same thing.
Yeah.
The crowd here at Paul H. Muse Field giving the young man a hand.
Good sportsmanship. You see their head coach Carpenter going out there to shake the young man's hand.
We wish that young man a speedy recovery. So Earle's first play from scrimmage picks up 6. On a carry from Richard Merritt over right tackle. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs when play resumes. Junction City, 38-game winning streak, the longest streak in the state of Arkansas. They've won 12 playoff games in a row. But the Earle Bulldogs are trying to have a little bit of say into the 13th game. 9:23, 2nd down and 4. Ball on the 46-yard line, just shy of midfield.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 when play resumes.
Bohannon in the pistol. Merritt behind him. He has single receivers to each side. Scans the defense, the Dragon defensive line shifting. Handoff, Merritt right up the middle. And that's Taylor Mason getting to him first, along with Josh Armstrong and Matthew Freeman.
That's that big Taylor Mason again. Kind of reminds me of J.J. Watt on that defensive line.
3 of the major cogs in that Dragon defense on the tackle. So a 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Under 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Earle making adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Again, a counter with single receiver to each side. Bohannon in the shotgun, drops back, looks right, pressured immediately, hangs one up there, incomplete, and here come the flags.
Looks like Evans got caught up in his legs. kind of got tangled up and he fell down.
Pass was intended for the junior wide receiver, Charles Chase.
Pass interference against the Dragons.
And I believe that's the case. They'll get Evans on the pass interference. So it'll be 15 yards, automatic first down.
Dragon crowd ain't too happy about that one.
No, they aren't. And as the game progresses, you know, the way the crowd acts will probably be stuff we're not used to because, again, as we mentioned in the pregame show, the McDonald's Grocery pregame show, this is an opponent unlike any other Junction City's played all year.
Yes, it is.
And the quarterback.
Bohannon in the pistol. Merritt set behind him. 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. Single receiver to the top of the screen. Direct snap. Bohannon, right side. And he will pick up 4, maybe 5. Before he stopped, Jamario Bell on the stop for Junction City.
That Earle offensive line is getting a really good push from the Dragon defensive line. That's a matchup we got to watch further down the game.
Yes, it is. Junction City so far shifting the defensive line, trying to keep that Earle offensive line guessing, so to speak. Definitely a matchup to keep watching. Earle again making changes at the line of scrimmage. Bohannon in the offset pistol. Handoff Merritt, this time left side, and he's running hard. But he will be met immediately, a host of Dragons.
Mason Taylor getting on the tackle, and Evans also.
That's Akeem Gibson. He's in there as well.
And Quantez Brown get in there too.
I believe they'll give Merritt the original line of scrimmage, or they'll give him a yard.
And 5.
Another third down for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 5, ball on the Junction City 32. Single receiver to each side. The Dragons make a change at the defensive line. Looks right just over Bell's. Outreach hands of Bell's complete to the right side. And that's number 10, Tevin Scott.
Bell was about an inch away from getting that ball deflected.
Hell on the tackle.
Just out of the reach of the big hands from the senior defensive end, Bell. And Bohannon connects with Scott for a first down.
All placed down on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
And one thing Earle's doing that other opponents have not been able to do is get convert on 3rd and longs.
1st down and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line. Bohannon in the pistol. Merritt behind him. Takes the snap. Pitch is going to be left side Merritt. He's got some real estate. He'll lower his shoulder and work his way across
Gibson.
the 22, and I believe they'll mark him down at the 21-yard line. Akeem Gibson and Josh Armstrong on the stop for Junction City.
Dragon defense kind of disappointing. You can tell by the body language, hands on the hips, people like throwing their heads around.
Earle switching it up so far as plays, running right and left through pitches, handoffs. Passing it a little bit. 2nd down and 3. Bohannon again in the pistol. Handoff Merritt, left side. He's met immediately. That's Marquez Singleton and Garrett Woods on the stop.
Hats off to the play call on that one. It dialed up the inside blitz. They knew it was coming.
Merritt loses 2.
Comes another 3rd down, and this is going to be the key to the game is who can convert 3rd and longs.
3rd down and 5. All on the 19. The Bulldogs in the red zone. Bohannon to work out of the gun. Merritt set to his right, and we have whistles.
Timeout.
And so Earle calls a timeout, going to talk things over. 5:53 to go in the opening quarter here in Junction City, Arkansas.
Another injured player.
The Earle Bulldogs, winners of the 3-2A conference, 8. Junction City Dragons, winners of the 8-2A conference, 8. An old-fashioned slugfest here in the border town. And another player shaking up on the field.
2 injuries on this drive. You might want to contribute that to the field conditions. A little slick, maybe someone twisted an ankle or something.
The ability of guys being able to plant,
make
especially
cuts.
Running backs, also offensive linemen, especially if it's a down blocking scheme, especially the way the crown is on the field. It's all going to play into effect tonight. A very, very warm
Checking up on the play.
December evening here in southern Arkansas.
Wouldn't think I'll be wearing shorts in December.
Welcome to South Arkansas.
I'm used to it too.
That's number 50, Michael Means, senior offensive and defensive lineman, being helped off the field. So far we've seen Junction City having to change things up a little bit defensively as far as schemes, shifting along the defensive line. Coach Brad Smith, defensive coordinator, dialing up some blitzes.
Third down and 5 now.
It's going to take that and a lot more against this potent Earle offense. 5:53 to play in the first quarter. We are all tied up at 8. Third and 5 for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted on the left hash of the 19-yard line. Bohannon in the gun. The Junction City fans making a little noise. Merritt directly behind Bohannon. Receivers to each side of the formation. And it's going to be the read option. Bell out there on the edge, and he's going to be stopped. Bohannon may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage.
Jamario Bell forcing the play to the outside and waiting for his troops to come clean it up for him.
Quantez Brown and Javante Rogers were those troops. And it's going to force a 4th down for Earle. So we see Junction City able to stop Earle on their third down try of the drive. 4th down and 6. Bohannon loses a yard on the 3rd down carry.
This is huge for the Dragons defense right here.
Ball sits at the 20. 5:38 remaining in the first quarter. Bohannon in the pistol, Merritt behind him. Takes the snap, drops back, looks right, is going to throw it up along the right sideline, and it's knocked down. Incomplete. And Junction City will take over on downs. 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 20. 5:33 to play in the opening quarter here at Paul H. Muse Field.
Great defensive stance by the Dragons right there.
That's definitely what they needed, especially since Earle was able to, without much pressure, just kind of make their way slowly down the field.
Bend but don't break.
I bet we'll see a lot of that tonight.
On both sides.
Yes. Class 2A state semifinals. You're watching Dragon football on the Dragon Sports Network. 5:33 is what the play clock says. First quarter. 1st and 10 for Junction City. Ball on the 20.
Flag on the play.
And there's whistles. And I believe they're going to whistle Armstrong for a false start. Wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. So that'll back Junction City up 5 more yards. 1st and 15.
1st and 15 now for the Dragon.
Penalties might come into play late in the game if it's really close, and who can commit the most penalties might lose this one.
So far, Junction City hurting themselves offensively with the yellow laundry. Holyfield to work out of the gun, Dancy to his left, and that's who he'll give it to. And he's met immediately, and he'll fall forward. And I'm not sure if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 1,
they're battling in the trenches right now. They're people going all over each other. One time another person wins it, and the next time another person wins it. It's a battle.
It's going to be
It'll be 2nd down.
Very well could decide this game, especially with the way the field conditions are.
Whoever gets the biggest push will win this game.
We're at the 5-minute mark. First quarter, 2nd down and 11. Excuse me, 16. Handoff to Dancy. They'll work out of the gun. He's up the middle, makes 2 men miss. He's going to cut it back to the Dragon sideline. He's got a lead block. And he will be forced out of bounds at the Bulldog 42-yard line.
Wow.
Jacquees Dancy, big-time run. 42-yard carry. Gets Junction City across midfield down to the 42.
He put a move on a DB and he fell to the turf.
26-yard carry. Another player hurt on the field.
And that just goes to show you the field conditions aren't as good that good. They can't get really good footing, slipping and sliding. It's hard to tackle people right now.
Yes, it is. I believe the young man was trying to make a play on Dancy, and
slipped.
I believe he lost his footing and Very, very, very hard field conditions to play in. Definitely affects the knees and the ankles and basically anything needed to make a play, especially against these Junction City running backs.
Never like to see 3 injuries in 1 quarter.
No, you don't. Never. Any injuries at that, but especially like you said, just back to back to back. Official timeout, 4:48 to play. For those of you just joining us, Class 2A state semifinals here in the border town. The Bulldogs struck first, the 20-yard interception return for a touchdown. And Junction City answered with a 6-play drive.
I think if they continue to run the ball with Dancy, they'll be fine in this game. They can't seem to stop them. They don't have an answer for them.
And the Earle Bulldog player is able to get off the field with some help. And with that carry, senior running back Jacquees Dancy, over 100 yards so far tonight. Huge game for the young man last week, 13 carries, 325.
He's their workhorse.
Yes, he is. So the Junction City offense.
Place that on the 41-yard line, be 1st and 10.
Will take the field. Rogers and Evans, receivers to the right of Holyfield. Devontae Smith to the top of your screen out left. Bell, the tight end.
Holyfield, quarterback, Dancy in the backfield. 1st and 10.
Holyfield to work out of the shotgun. Dancy to his left. Evans in motion across the formation. He'll give it to Evans. Left side. Makes the man miss, but gets tripped up.
23.
After he picks up 4 yards.
Bulldog defensive back just slipped trying to make that tackle.
And that was Hinton coming in fast to knock down Evans. Had it not been for Hinton,
Top 4 for the Dragons.
Evans had green grass in front of him.
Coach Carpenter trying to use his speed, trying to get everything outside and look for something back inside on this play right here.
2nd down and 4. Ball on the Bulldog 36-yard line. Nearing the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. We're tied up at 8. Here in Junction City. Trips to the bottom of the formation. Takes the snap. He's going to fling it up the right side. Jump ball. Rogers brings it down at the 5-yard line. Wow. Big time catch right there by the senior wideout.
Rogers took it out of the defensive back's hand.
5-yard line.
I mean, that's blanket coverage right there. I mean, you can't ask for more.
Holyfield threw a jump ball up for grabs, and he came down with it.
That's Tevin Scott. I mean, blanket coverage right there by the senior DB. But tip of the hat to Rogers. Great catch. Push Junction City inside the 10-yard line at the 5. 1st down and goal. Junction City going to work out of the I formation. Armstrong the fullback, Dancy the back behind him. Works left side, met immediately.
Bulldogs saw that one coming.
Yes, they did. Junction City gets under center. I think we know what's going to happen.
Dwayne Hinton.
And so Dancy
Number 54.
will lose a yard. So 2nd and goal from the 6. I don't know what the concession stand's cooking up, but it must be something good because we got smoke all over the place. And it smells good.
It does smell good.
And speaking of good, we got us a heck of a ball game here at Paul H. Muse Field. 8-8, 2nd and goal from the 6. Holyfield under center. Looks over the middle and passes incomplete. Not sure if he was trying to pump fake there. Get it out of his hand. He had Bell and Evans running routes kind of in the same area.
He had pressure from his left side to kind of force that bad throw over the middle.
And that's been key to the Earle defense all year, according to Coach Coleman, is getting pressure on the quarterback and winning the battle in the trenches.
And that's what you got to do with a good quarterback is put pressure on him.
Yes, it is. 3:09 to play, first quarter. Class 2A state semifinals. All tied at 8. Junction City knocking on the door. 3rd down and goal from the 6. Bell, the tight end to the left. Twins to the right. Handoff, Dancy. He'll work left side, and he'll score. score. Touchdown, Junction City.
Touchdown.
Jacquees Dancy. From 6 yards out, he worked the left side and lowered his shoulder and hit pay dirt.
When Dancy goes, the Dragon offense goes.
14-8, point after pending. 3:09 to play here in the first quarter. And with that touchdown, Jacquees Dancy becomes the school's career leader for touchdowns, passing Marcus Godfrey. So Junction City set to try the point after. Will Smith to hold. Good snap, gets it down, and the kick is perfect. And with a timeout on the field, we have 3:08 to play in the first quarter. Junction City 15, Earle 8. Dylan, how about a scoring drive recap?
Another long drive, 79 yards. This is the second, both drives are over 70 yards, and it was 6 plays. And it looks like we do have a flag on the field.
Offsetting penalty.
Players getting a little chippy right now.
Things starting to pick up a little bit here at Paul H. Museville. Personal fouls on both teams. They will offset.
It's do or die time, so you got to go out with the bang. Anything you can do to win this ball game, they're going to do.
Do or die, I like that. Little Rock is on the line. Holyfield set to tee it off from his 40-yard line. Expecting a corner kick here from the Dragons.
Kick off for the Dragons.
Special teams might be big in this game. Those extra points after touchdowns are going to be huge.
Nice high, deep sky kick. And the ball's bouncing around. That's not going to go out of bounds. That's going to be recovered. That's Evans. And that's Junction City Dragon football. They're going to have it at the 7-yard line. Nobody got on the football.
I don't know what happened there. The Bulldog returner was just looking at the ball, waiting for it.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything like that. I guess the young man thought the ball was going to go out of bounds, but it didn't. And Junction City, as they've always done, speedy guy on the edge. Evans just raced down the field, recovers it. It's been a game of first for me, Dylan.
I've never seen anything like that.
Holy cow.
And like I just said the play before, special teams, that just sets them up with a huge opportunity to go ahead by 2 scores.
Timeout.
Wow. And so Earle will take a timeout. I can't blame him after that one. And for the first time in a long time, the Junction City crowd on their feet, cheering the Dragons. Great special teams effort. 15-8, Earle scores first. Junction City with 15 unanswered points. You turn around, think the Bulldogs are about to have the ball on offense, and Junction City's got it first and goal from the 7.
I've never seen that. I was wondering what he was doing. Maybe he was waiting for it to go out of bounds, or maybe he was waiting for them to down the ball. He thought they were going to down like a punt.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that.
I'm not sure of that either. Anyway, Junction City will take over. First and goal from the 7 with a chance to add to their lead. We have a score to pass along for you. First quarter in Hazen. The Hornets up 8-0 over McCrory. The winner of that one plays the winner of this one for the whole kit and caboodle next week in War Memorial Stadium, Little Rock, Arkansas. But this one is far from over. 3:08 to play first quarter. Junction City first and goal from the 7.
First and goal now.
Twins to the right of the formation. Bell, the tight end, to the left, along with Armstrong to the top of the screen. Dancy sits to the right of Holyfield, who's in the shotgun. Dragon offensive line making some changes. It's going to be a pitch to the right to Dancy. He's going to follow a blocker. It's stretched for the goal line. I believe he's short. They'll mark him down at the 1.
He was being dragged down from behind, and he just kept pumping his legs and almost got in the end zone.
That was senior offensive tackle Trevor Thurman leading the way for Dancy. Getting a big block out there to
second and goal.
Push Junction City to the 1. Second and goal, a yard away from pay dirt. Junction City to work with trips to the top of the screen. Bell, the lone receiver, to the right.
Holyfield, quarterback.
Holyfield He's going to go under center. Single back. He's going to keep it left side. Touchdown, Junction City.
Great play call up. Quarterback sneak. You might think he's going right the middle, but he turns around and goes to the left side for a touchdown.
Found the open area along the defensive line. And Holyfield finds the end zone. And it's 21-8 Junction City.
William Smith will hold while
with 2:29 to play here in the opening quarter. What a change of events that has taken place in the border town tonight.
They were given a gift on that drive.
Yes, they were. Christmas came early.
And head coaches love gifts in semifinal games.
Yes, that was well said.
Kick it up in the air.
Good snap. Hold is down, and Holyfield punches it through. Timeout on the field. 2:29 to play, first quarter. Paul H. Muse Field. It's been a barn burner so far. Junction City up 22-8.
So far, the Dragon offense has 158 yards. And it's still with first quarter. That's been a long first quarter.
Yes, it has. I'll tell you, I've seen some odd things on a football field before, but there's definitely been some odd things take place here tonight. And we still have 3 quarters and change to play. State semifinals, Class AA. The winner to the Capitol.
There's the kick.
Holyfield tees it up from the 40, this time a little shorter kick. Taken at the 28. He'll work right side. He'll make his way up to the 40.
Justin on the tackle for the Dragons.
That was number 21, Charles Chase, on the return for the Bulldogs.
Oh, the Bulldogs.
So that's where Earle will set up shop. 1st and 10. Ball on their own 40-yard line. Good field position for the Bulldogs. Down 22-8.
Earle needs a score right here. Down by 2 scores in the first quarter. They got to get something going.
This is where Junction City's been able to pull away. They get up a couple of scores, and then they just kind of suffocate you from there. It's going to be interesting to see how Earle responds. Bohannon to work out of the shotgun. A split back formation. Twins to the top of your screen. Takes the snap, rolls right, fires down the field.
Oh,
incomplete. Wow. And that was Keandre Evans laying out.
He's putting on the line like we talked about earlier.
That's what it's going to take. So the pass was intended for number 10. That's Tevin Scott. He's been all over the place tonight for Earle, making plays. He's responsible for the only touchdown on a 20-yard interception return in the first quarter.
Down 10 now for the Bulldogs.
2:19 remaining, first quarter. 2nd down and 10, ball on the 40. Bohannon to work out of the shotgun. Merritt set to his right. Trips formation, top of the screen. He's hit immediately, and he will be slung down. That's number 21, Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith just coming through the middle of the line and wreaking havoc.
Flag on the play.
And as we mentioned earlier, things starting to get a little chippy here at Paul H. Muse Field.
These referees don't like celebration, it looks like.
Apparently not. Curious to see how this one pans out.
A penalty against the Dragons.
And that's going to be, I believe, unsportsmanlike on Junction City, and Coach Carpenter is about to have a word with the line judge.
It looked like from here that he was just celebrating with his teammates after a good play. You wouldn't think it'd be a penalty.
I'm not sure what they saw, but they saw something. And that'll be 15 yards. And just when Junction City's defense is coming alive, a big sack. A 15-yard penalty gives Earle a 1st and 10.
That's one thing Junction can't do, is you can't give him hope or life. You got to keep on him.
Earle can take every little bit and make it work. And now they have it.
3rd down.
So it will be a spot foul. So it will be 3rd down from the 46. Bohannon in the gun. Takes the snap. He's got plenty of time. Looks right. Passes incomplete. Out of the hands.
Number 28, Quantez Brown.
That was Quantez Brown on the coverage. Tevin Scott had it, but Brown was able to knock it away. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Bulldogs.
That's kind of interesting to see what they're going to do here. Punt or go for it. They're kind of on the 45-yard line, kind of around midfield, so you want to wonder. But I think they might go for it here, down by 2 scores in the first quarter.
Kind of in that gray area.
Yeah, exactly.
4th down and 5.
Bohannon in the shotgun, standing at his 40-yard line, ball at the 46.
Quarterback.
Merritt to his right. Twins receivers to the left. Takes the snap, works left, fires, incomplete.
Incomplete.
Miscommunication right there. It was supposed to be a deep slant route.
It'll be the Dragons ball.
And Junction City again takes over on downs. And they'll have it 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 46.
The receiver went inside and the ball went outside. A little miscommunication right there. And that's huge for the Dragon defense.
So Junction City for the 2nd time tonight holds strong and is able to get the ball back on downs from the Bulldogs, and that's where they'll set up shop at their Bulldog 46. 1st and 10. Armstrong, Evans, Rogers to the right, Dancy also to the right of Holyfield in the gun. He'll give it to Dancy. He'll work left side.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
And carrying a man, or trying to work out of a tackle, I should say. And I believe they'll mark him at the original line of scrimmage.
Right now, the Junction City Dragon offense is having 12 yards of play, and that's really because Dancy getting out in space, and they need to keep working with him.
2nd down 10.
You mentioned it earlier, as Jacquees Dancy goes, so goes the Dragon offense.
Exactly.
1:25, clock rolling. The Dragons up 22-8. 2nd down and 10. Ball just north of the Bulldog 45. Junction City out of a trips bunch formation. Dancy to the left of Holyfield. He'll fake it. He'll work right side. And he will be wrapped up
By number 12, Marcus Brown.
by Marcus Brown.
Good job getting to the outside by the quarterback, number 8.
It'll be 3rd down.
So Holyfield fakes the handoff to Dancy. And
Those white jerseys are getting a little muddy.
yes, they are. Earle very similar defensively to Junction City. They like to get to the football quickly. And so now Junction City faced with the 3rd down. 3rd down and 5.
3rd down. Ball on the 41-yard
From around the 42-yard line.
Holyfield
out of the gun. Dancy will work left side to the bunch formation. He's got running room. Shot out of a cannon. 10-5. Touchdown, Junction City. Jacquees Dancy. 41 yards to pay dirt. And Junction City's up 28-8.
You couldn't say it better than anyone. Shot out of a cannon is exactly what just happened.
He had a guy on his left, he had a guy on his right, and he run by both of them.
Looked like a purple blur.
Wow. Jacquees Dancy, 41 yards to the house. And as I mentioned earlier, Junction City gets up a couple of scores. That's where they're able to kind of start suffocating you.
He was ready to run a Little Rock on that one.
Hey, yes, he was. All too familiar with that Highway 167. Junction City up 20 with the extra point pending.
Holyfield kick.
Good snap, hold down,
The kick.
and another high kick. And it's good. Junction City clicking on all cylinders here tonight at the Muse. 55 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. The Dragons 29, Earle 8. Dylan, go ahead and give us that scoring drive.
It was a quick one. They started on the 46-yard line after 4 and out, and they went 3 plays and stuck in the end zone with a long run by Dancy.
So we see long drives by Junction City. Not necessarily play-wise, a couple of 6-play drives, over 75 yards, and then you see the Dragon defense give them the ball back in Earle territory, and they make them pay quickly. Wow.
I think the SAU scouts seen enough.
I believe they had. And Holyfield to tee it off from his 40. High kick.
Wow.
And fielded at the 25. And that's Josh Armstrong.
That was a missile. He came streaking down the sideline and grabbed his ankle and tripped him up.
Josh Armstrong, number 4, taking down Richard Merritt, number 4. Them two going to be very familiar with each other before this one's over with.
Yes, they are.
What an eventful 1st quarter this has been. 51 seconds to play. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball just north of the 27. Bulldogs will work from the left hash, moving right to left on your TV screen. Bohannon in the gun, Merritt behind him. Single receivers to each side. Takes a snap, pitch to Merritt, left side. He's going to have to reverse field. He's got nowhere to go. That's a host of Dragons. Corey Kemp, the first man to get to him. Josh Armstrong, Livington, Mason, the whole crew.
I counted about 4 or 5 Dragons that got through that line.
Purple swarm.
Got another player shaking up.
And I believe that's Merritt. That's Merritt shaking up on the play, so Corey Kemp, big time stop.
And Merritt's really their centerpiece of their offense. He goes down, it's going to be a tough night for their offense.
Yes, you're right. A lot of what Earle does centered around Merritt. Bohannon can carry the load, but you like to have your senior running back back there behind you.
Little safety net for a freshman quarterback.
8-yard tackle for a loss for Mr. Corey Kemp. And it's 2nd down and 18 for the Bulldogs. Mark it at the 20. Bohannon will work out of the pistol this time. Jalen Black behind him. Takes the snap, keeper, and he will be brought down. That's Taylor Mason, and that's a great play.
Yeah, their D-line is just dominating right now.
That's a great play. Mason, in a way, pushed off his block to where the quarterback was behind him. He grabbed on, held on.
It's textbook. That's how they coach you up.
That's how it's definitely coached right there. And so that'll finally do it for the first quarter of action. Here at Junction City, the Dragons 29, the Earle Bulldogs 8.
And Little Rock's getting a little bit closer.
Yes, it is. Class 2A state semifinals.
But when we have Bohannon as your quarterback, you are never out of a ball game. He can bring you back very quickly, and they can score fast.
Playmakers on both sides of the ball for Earle. I mean, we've seen it defensively so far. Tevin Scott taking one to the house on the first play of scrimmage for Junction City. And Earle, no strangers to the big football game, competed in the 3A classification last year. And we're defeated by Ty Story-led Charleston. So they've definitely played quality competition. And we're going to see what the Bulldogs are made of here as we begin the second quarter. Junction City leading 29-8. And the Bulldogs will have a 3rd down and around 15. And they'll work from their 24-yard line, moving left to right.
These 3rd and long stops right here are absolutely huge to the Dragon defense. Gives them confidence and lets their, and right now they're backed up, and you'll get good field position for the offense.
It'll be 3rd down and about 13.
So that's kind of caught me off guard.
I wasn't ready for that one.
So false.
Illegal procedure. Will be stepped off against the Bulldog. 5-yard penalty.
False start. That'll back Earle up even more. And so we're getting in 3rd down in China range.
Yeah. Or as Carter, you say, Jerusalem.
3rd down in Jerusalem.
It'll be 3rd down about 20.
3rd and 20. Bohannon to work out of the pistol. Scott behind him.
Bohannon back looking for.
He'll take the snap. He'll work right side. Going to throw it back across his body. It's intercepted. That's Quantez Brown. He's across the 20 and run out of bounds. And I believe the 17-yard line. And just when Junction City needed one, they got him a turnover.
Yeah, that was a rookie mistake there by the freshman quarterback, throwing across his body. That is a no-no. Any quarterback coach will tell you that.
Especially with this Dragon secondary. I'll tell you what, those young men are looking for balls to pick off. That's for sure.
I mean, right now the Bulldogs are feeding the Dragon, and they're enjoying this right now. They're giving them presents, turnovers, penalties, and they're helping the Dragons out right now.
They sure are. Quantez Brown, interception.
Quarterback.
Returns it inside the 15 to the 12. Holyfield in the gun, takes the snap, rolls right, works, he's going to keep it, and he's going to be wrapped up.
Number 11.
That's number 11.
Bohannon.
Quarterback playing both ways.
Quarterback playing both ways. Probably a little frustration right there.
He did take some frustration out.
Taking out on his old fellow quarterback in Holyfield. And Holyfield will lose, I believe, 7.
It'll be second down, about 16 now for the Dragons.
Second down and 17. Junction City with the football. Just inside the 20-yard line. Nearing the 11-minute mark of the first half. 29-8, Junction City looking for more. Dancy to the left. Holyfield will give it to him. He'll bounce it out right side. He's got the sidelines, and nobody's going to touch him. Touchdown, Junction City. Jacquees Dancy making himself familiar with the end zone once again. Pay dirt from 19 yards out.
Great job by the offensive line, getting to the second level and springing him free. And once he gets to the second level, there's no one in the state that can catch him.
I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Dancy bounced it out right side and then turned on the Jets. And Junction City, 35, Earle 8 with the extra point pending. 10:56 to play in the first half.
William Smith will hold. Joe Lowe holding. Holyfield
High
trying
snap.
the extra point.
Lowe gets it down.
It's good.
And Holyfield knocks it through. Timeout on the field. 10:55 to play. First half. Class 2A state semifinals. This one started out close. It's starting to get away from the Bulldogs.
Promised me a good one.
As Junction City with a 36-8 advantage.
You want to hear the scoring drive?
Let me hear it. Give me that
wanna hear
Junction
it?
City Pharmacy scoring recap.
12 yards, 2 plays.
Oh, man. They'll get it done anyway. They will get it done any way possible.
The Dragons will continue to take the gifts that are given by the Bulldog offense. And special teams.
They've benefited, I was about to say, they've benefited on the offensive, defensive, and special teams sides of the football here tonight from the Bulldogs.
They're digging themselves a hole, and they might not be able to climb out of it now.
And Junction City's also done their fair share of taking advantage of those opportunities. Holyfield set to tee it off. And it's going to be another deep sky kick to the Dragon sideline. Fielded at the 20. That's breaks off one tackle and moves across
C.J. Johnson.
the 30-yard line before C.J. Johnson brings him down.
Matthew Freeman in on the tackle for the Dragons.
That was number 12, Marcus Brown,
the Bulldogs.
junior receiver on the return.
This Bulldog team right now is beat up. You can tell at how slow they're getting off the ground. They're dirty. They're tired. They're getting worn down by the Dragon depth.
And yes, the Dragon depth indeed is playing a big part right now. You can see the Junction City making some changes on the on the defensive line. Several different linebackers getting action tonight. McClellan, Smith, Freeman, Armstrong. 10:50 to play, second quarter. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
It'll be first and 10, ball on the 32-yard line.
Trailing by 28.
Timeout call by Bulldogs.
And Bohannon scans the Dragon defense, doesn't like what he sees, and he will call a timeout.
He saw those two different tackles, Mason and was Marquise?
Yeah, Marquez.
He saw those and he wanted the timeout quickly.
I don't blame him.
I wouldn't blame him either.
Two daunting figures on the Dragon defensive line.
Beautiful night out here to play some football. I thought it was going to rain a little bit.
Yes, it is. Nice breeze blowing, not too quickly.
But then again, it does not feel like December. It feels like October, September.
It sure does. Little Rock's on the line. Class 2A state semifinals. The winner of this one plays the winner of the Hazen-McCrory matchup. And the Hazen Hornets are up 8-0 over McCrory at the half.
Bohannon, the quarterback.
Bohannon, work out of the shotgun. Merritt back in the ball game to his left. Single receiver to each side. Takes a snap. It's going to be a quick pass, and it's entered. No, he dropped it. That's the big pause we were talking about.
Wow.
Number 40, Jamario Bell.
You mean Jamario Swat?
Or Jamario Watt, however you want to say it.
It works both ways right there.
I'll be honest, I think it might have surprised Jamario. He didn't realize that, hey, I just caught it, and he was trying to knock it down, and it just slipped out of his hands. But a nice play, senior defensive end. Arkansas recruit. 2nd down and 10. Bohannon again out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to fire it left side. Pass complete.
Number 23.
Jamario Bell almost did it once again. But O'Bannon found a way to get around it.
He found
on the tackle.
He found Hinton on the little out pass.
Down.
And that'll give the Bulldogs a more convertible 3rd down here. So 3rd down and around 3 yards. Ball on the Earle 40-yard line. Under 10:15 to play. Handoff. That's going to go to Merritt. He's met immediately. That's Marquez Singleton. And a host of other Dragons.
Both those big DTs are getting in there, wreaking havoc.
Singleton, Mason, and Bell.
Yes, they are. And Junction City Earle kind of exchanging friendlies. You know, therefore, guys talking it out amongst each other.
It'll be 4th down.
Their interior offensive line's having their hands full tonight.
Yes, they do.
And about 6.
9.5 minutes to play, first quarter. Excuse me, first half. 4th down and 5. Big 4th down. Bohannon in the gun, split backs.
Drop back looking for
Deep drop back, screen pass.
It's complete.
That's complete over the middle. That guy's got running room. Big time tackle by Keandre Evans.
It'll be a 1st down.
I'm liking what the Bulldogs are doing right now. They know that the Dragons are blitzing their linebackers, running cross routes over the middle, and he's wide open right there.
Deep drop back by Bohannon. He was able to find Charles Chase over the middle, who run a very nice route. Run a route.
It was a nice route. Good throw, too.
He ran a 1st down route, meaning he ran the route past the 1st down marker instead of running one, 12, 13 yards. He was able to run one where he could catch it and run with it a little bit. So split backs again. Bohannon in the shotgun. Twins to the bottom of the screen. Takes the snap. He's got time. Pass complete. And that's Evans again. Slams him down. Woo! Oh, my, Evans.
That was pretty violent.
Look. Evans, not to be confused with the biggest man on the field, but he's definitely playing like he's 6'3", 240. Wow.
On the other side of the ball, O'Bannon getting a little groove here. That's 2 completions in a row, and they're moving the ball down the field.
And he's starting to find some of his targets he likes to complete passes to, and that was Scott on that reception. And he's found Hinton and Waits also. Bohannon working out of the gun. Split back, single receiver to each side. Ball on the 45, 2nd down and 7. Takes the snap, pressured, and he's going to tuck it. And he's dragging a man. He's going to be close to the 1st down. That was Armstrong who had Bohannon by the leg. But give the freshman quarterback some credit. He was fighting for every little bit he could get.
The freshman showing his athletic ability right there, evading a few tacklers and dragging another tackler almost to a 1st down.
3rd down and 1.
So with the Bohannon rush, it's going to be 3rd down and 1, and I believe the officials are going to want a measurement. 8:13 to play in the first half. Junction City 36, Earle 8. Class 2A state semifinals.
Earle right now is getting on a little of a groove, and this is a big 3rd down for the Dragons. They can stop them kill their momentum right here.
Earle definitely needing to get the football back.
And they're going to get them the 1st down. I thought it was really short.
And that'll keep the Dragon drive alive. 1st down and 10 at the Bulldog 38.
Ball placed out on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bob.
The crown in the field can definitely play with your eyes when you're having to look across the
I
field.
thought that was a good yard short.
Trying to look across the field to see the 1st down.
But hats off to O'Bannon who got that 1st down and kept the drive alive.
So O'Bannon in the gun. Takes the snap. Lob pass over the top.
23.
That's Charles. And he will pick up 3, maybe 4.
Tackled by Keandre Evans.
For a second, trying to look like they're trying to set the screen up. Kind of like a little dump pass to the outside, but I didn't see no lineman in front of him.
2nd down.
Well, that's three passes in a row. Or three completions in a row.
Yes, it is. Very unique how Earle's kind of running this screen. As you said, it's not necessarily in the middle of the field. They're working each side, trying to get their guys into open space. Bohannon out of the gun. Ball on the 34. Second down and 6.
On the play.
And yes, sir, that'll get them.
Big tackle right there. Get a little antsy. He saw Bell on the other side. Got a little nervous.
Yeah, he figured he might try to get just a little bit of a head start on number 40. And that'll be a false start on the Bulldogs. Back them up 5. So a second down and around 11. Ball sits on the Dragon 39-yard line. Single receiver to each side of the formation. Bohannon once again works out of the shotgun, split backs. Takes the snaps, gonna have to throw it quickly. Pass complete.
Number 10.
And that's Evans again on the tackle.
Tackled by Keandre Evans.
Bohannon starting to...
He's getting hot.
Bohannon's starting to find one of his favorite targets in Scott, but I believe that's gonna negate it because Dragon defensive lineman and an Earle offensive lineman getting into it.
I'd like to draw your attention to the referee and the line judge showing some feet work out there. He just hurdled a player on the sideline.
And so things starting to get out of hand for the Earle Bulldogs. First, it's an unsportsmanlike penalty on an offensive lineman. He was caught shoving Marquez Singleton. And then I believe Richard Merritt, the running back, had a couple of words for White Hat, and he decided he was going to give him a little bit of the laundry too. So let's see how this unfolds.
Bulldogs continue to feed the Dragon.
The original line of scrimmage was the Dragon 39-yard line. The line of scrimmage now is going to be the Bulldog 39-yard line.
And third down and a bunch.
So as Mr. Jerry Brewer said, third down and a bunch.
I think we're past Jerusalem on this one.
Holy cow, we're past Jerusalem. We're working our way to Tokyo. 7:08 to play first half. Junction City 36, Earle 8. Starting to get a little chippy. Third down. Bohannon again out of the split back shotgun. Takes the snap. He looks left.
We're being rushed hard.
And he will be knocked down. That's Marquez Singleton. He didn't even touch Bohannon.
He pushed the lineman right into him.
Yes, he did. He bull rushed his offensive lineman right into Bohannon. And that's probably about the easiest sack Singleton's going to get in his career.
Do you see how far they have to go to get a first down? They might not punt it past the first down marker.
This is crazy. Wow. Kind of lost for words. Probably not good in my position, but under the 6.5 minute mark of the first half. Fourth down.
It's fourth down.
And call it 40.
The drive looked promising, and O'Bannon was getting hot, and they just killed themselves.
And so a low snap.
He should be down right there.
And they're gonna whistle for a penalty first, but I do agree with you. He fielded that ball with his knee on the ground. Yes, he did. But the penalty will negate the play. So we'll wait to see how this sorts out.
Delay a game against the Bulldogs. Be a 5-yard penalty stepped off.
That's actually really helped the Bulldogs, so that would have been almost first and goal for the Dragons.
Yes,
right there.
It would have. At least get some opportunity to get the ball out of their end of the field.
And this has to be the longest fourth and long situation I've ever seen in my life.
I'm right there with you. I don't believe I've.
Fourth down and 45.
Fourth down
and 45. Oh my goodness.
That's half a football field almost. Think they'll fake it?
Probably not.
Draw?
And And so Junction City, this is waiting to see what's unfolding. I believe Junction City declined the penalty.
They accepted it. Junction City's ball.
Yep. They did. They declined it, and he did have his knee down,
Yes,
so they're
he
gonna
did.
have to give him the ball right there.
And so it's the officials getting the chains sorted out on the Earle sidelines. What's taking place is there was the snap. It was fourth and
going to be refused.
4th and 40.
It'll be
The
the
punt
Dragons'
snap was
ball.
low. The punter fielded it with his knee on the ground. And so by rule, he's down right there, but there was a flag on the play. Junction City declines the delay of game penalty, thus giving the Dragons the ball in striking,
First down
in
for the
striking
Dragons.
distance once again. Another gift.
Another gift.
Silver platter. Holyfield out of the gun, Dancy to his left. He'll give it to his workhorse.
There he goes.
He's out of a cannon again. One guy touches him, but that won't be near enough. Dancy, right side. Oh my goodness.
18-yard run.
Same old song and dance for the Dragons. Dancy from 18 yards out. And Junction City with a 42-8 lead over the Bulldogs of Earle here in the Class 2A state semifinals.
I don't believe what I'm seeing right now. I thought this was gonna be a good game.
Well, we saw how the first 4 or 5 minutes unfolded, and it looked like it was going to be a heavyweight bout here at Paul H. Muse Field. 6:09 to play, first half.
Holyfield will try the extra
Smith
point.
gets the hold
Kicks it
down,
up in the air.
and Holyfield punches it through.
Go.
Timeout on the field. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the opening half of the Class 2A state semifinals. Junction City 43, Earle 8. Dylan, how about that Junction City Pharmacy scoring drive?
Do you really need it?
I don't, but the folks at home might want it.
One play, 18 yards.
Jacquees Dancy, oh my.
This game really reminds me of my semifinal game in the Alamo Dome. First drive of the game, we threw a pick six. Ended up beating them 56-7.
It is definitely heading that direction so far. As you mentioned, a pick six. That was Tevin Scott, intercepted the first play of scrimmage for the Dragons. Holyfield scanned, looked right. Scott picked it off, and it looked like this was going to be a game where it was punch for punch.
And it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's it. And so
the Dragons
far,
are trying to finish.
and so far the Dragons have been left jab, haymaker, haymaker, and they're up 43-8.
And Dancy's been R1, L1, little circle action too.
Yes, he is, just out of a video game. And
Kick.
Holyfield short kick, that
Dragon
ball's on
ball.
the ground. I think it's Dragon football.
Looks like the Dragons recovered the fumble.
That is the third special teams turnover for the Bulldogs.
C.J. Johnson.
Man, that's Dragon football. Sophomore running back C.J. Johnson recovering the special teams miscue.
C.J. Johnson.
And it's Junction City football. Wow, things have went south for the Bulldogs quickly.
It's a snowball. It got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Kind of reminds me of how the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original. Classic. 6:07 to play, second quarter. First down and 10 for Junction City.
Ball on the 41.
Ball sits on the Bulldog 41-yard line. Dragons working with a 35-point advantage.
Backfield.
Takes the snap, handoff. It's going to be to C.J. Johnson. Tries to get his feet underneath him, and he will be hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Charles Chase.
Chase on the stop for Earle. So C.J. Johnson checking in at running back for Junction City.
Ames is up 8-0 at the half.
Second down and about 13-14 for Junction City. Ball on the 44-yard line of Earle. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Johnson set to the left of Holyfield. Takes the snap, stands in the pocket over the middle. Incomplete. He tried to hook up with Evans.
He was trying to get on SportsCenter.
Yes, he was. Evans. Just out of his reach. And I'll tell you what, Holyfield did an excellent job of standing in the pocket. He had two defenders closing in on him, and he took a hit, but he did a great job of standing in the pocket.
That was a pretty good Odell Beckham impression right there by the receiver.
That's about all we're missing from this game so far.
Back over 6, Little Rock Fishbowl at the half.
5:26. Playing the second quarter. Direct snap, that's Johnson up the middle.
Johnson on the run.
And he's running hard, taking one out of his older teammate Dancy's book.
Willie Delaney and
Plows forward for 6 yards. So it'll bring up a 4th down and about 8 for Junction City as we near the 5-minute mark. Another Union County score to pass along to you. Smackover 6, Little Rock Episcopal 0. I believe that game's at the half. Smackover trying to punch their ticket to the 3A state championship. So the Dragons set to punt this one away. Under 4:45 to play in the first half. 4th and 8, nice snap. And Holyfield gets it up, high kick, end over end. And that ball
hit the turf and died.
Just died.
If Holyfield doesn't have a long career at quarterback, he could be a kicker one day.
Yes, he is.
He's been hitting it.
He was starting to remind me of you.
He might be better than me.
Punching them through.
He can make his extra points.
So Junction City, 4 plays, a 3 and out, gives it back to the Bulldogs. But at this point, this one's well in hand, 43-8. Junction City on top, 4:32 to play here in the first half. Ball on the 16. The Bulldogs will be working from left to right on your screen. First down and 10.
I don't think I've ever seen a semifinal game over before the second quarter was over.
Bohannon, he'll work out of the gun. Merritt the split back. They're going to sling it up top, and it is incomplete, broken up. Hakeem Gibson was running step for step with Tevis Scott, and Evans doing his job from his free safety position, knocking that ball away.
Showing great speed coming out of the free safety position, is knocking the ball out. Hard to move the ball on this defense.
Yes, it is. Junction City starting to settle in, especially defensively. 4:27. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. Again, Earle to counter out of the shotgun. Bohannon takes a snap. This time he looks left. Pass is complete, and
There's that playing field again.
yes, it is.
Making it hard for people to cut and run.
Jarius Wright.
That was number 15, Jarius Wright. He was able to haul it in, but he'll pick up just a yard as he lost his footing. And again, another quick third down for the Bulldogs. 9 yards to go. Ball spotted on the 17, far side of the field.
It'll be 3rd down and 9.
3:50 and the clock's rolling. Class 2A state semifinals. Bohannon to work out of the shotgun. Back,
Another penalty.
and another penalty.
It's just one of those days for the Bulldogs.
All sides against the Dragons.
It's
I
gonna
thought it was a false start.
Going to be offsides on the Dragons, so that'll shorten it down for Earle here, who's needing to find the end zone desperately.
I mean, desperately might be an understatement there, Pumphrey.
Just might be.
Bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Earle Bulldogs.
3rd down and 4. Ball on the 22-yard line after the offsides penalty by Junction City. Bohannon in the gun. Merritt set to his right. Another hard count. And that's going to get the Dragons again, and I believe it'll give the Bulldogs a first down.
Be offsides against the Dragons. 5-yard penalty stepped off. Bring up 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Great job by Bohannon, kind of mixing up the snap count a little bit, drawing them offside. Got to get a first down somehow.
Starting to wonder, kind of where that's been, because Junction City very aggressive on the defensive line. And the hard count getting him.
Quarterback.
Bohannon making some changes at the line of scrimmage. Merritt set to his right. He'll work with single receivers to each side. Taking his time. Takes a snap, sprint out right, pressured by Matthews. He's going to throw it on the run, pass complete. And he will be brought down by Matthew Freeman.
Number 23, Dwayne.
He found Hinton,
Tackle by number.
but pressured immediately by Matthews, forced him to throw it, I think, quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, they lost 2 yards on that throw. No running room. Good job by the fast Dragon defense.
Swarming to the football. 2:45 and counting.
Yards on the play, be 2nd down and 13 for the Bulldogs.
2nd down and 13. Ball sits on the 24. This time Bohannon to work out of the pistol. Pitch goes to Merritt.
To number 4, Richard Merritt.
Makes a move. Flag is on the field. And that play was busted up quickly. That's Quantez Brown.
Got another flag.
Tackle by Matthew Freeman and Garrett Woods. There is a flag down on the play.
It's been a sloppy game on both sides of the ball. You think that if that was one of that first turnover and all the penalties, it could be 50, 60 points on the board right now for Junction City.
The Junction City doing their part, kind of slow down their attack as well. They just happen to be on the better end of that deal as they lead by 35 here in the first half.
Block below the waist against the Bulldogs. Penalty is declined. Bring up 3rd down and 13 for the Bulldogs.
So Junction City declines the penalty. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 13 for Earle. Ball on the 24-yard line. 2:10, clock's rolling. Bohannon, split back formation in the gun.
Bohannon
takes the snap. It's going to be a screen again.
Number 23.
That's going to be Hinton. And Hinton
Tackled by number
hit
7,
immediately.
Andre Evans and number 6, Javante.
That's number
violent
6.
hit.
Yes, it was. Javante Rogers. Big time hit.
Great job by Rogers and kind of clean that up, because if he'd have broke that tackle, he could have went a long ways.
.142 and counting. The Bulldogs again with the 4th down and 6. Really no choice but to go for it. Ball on their own 37-yard line. Junction City in press. Bohannon, shotgun formation. Merritt set to his left, takes the snap. He's pressured again. That's Madison and he's not down. He'll keep it and he'll roll right. Makes one man miss, and he's going to be short. He ran about 18, 20 yards, but he'll only pick up
Number 24,
2.
number 24, Madison Matthews, is killing himself right now for not getting. He had a sack right there, and he didn't wrap up and bring him down.
I think he thought the ball Bohannon might have released the football, but he didn't, and Bohannon was able to break off and pick up some yards, but he'll still be 3 or 4 yards short of the 1st down as Junction City takes over.
If they get a touchdown right here, they might see the backups come in, start the next half.
It'll be young gun territory. 1:11 to play, first half. Class 2A state semifinals. Junction City 43, Earle 8.
Holyfield in at quarterback. Johnson in the backfield.
Holyfield in the gun. Handoff, C.J. Johnson fumbles,
Johnson recovers the ball.
but I believe Johnson will get back on top of that football.
Holyfield, the quarterback, kind of gave it to him a little high, couldn't get his armor all the way around it.
And I believe Johnson
Loss of about a yard.
saw green grass before he had full grasp of the football. Can't blame the young running back on that one. 45 seconds and counting. Junction City breaks the huddle, 2nd down and 11. Ball on the Bulldog 36, twins to the right. Smith, the single receiver to the left. He'll give to Johnson out of the left side. Smith with a big block. Johnson down the left side. He's across the 15.
Got out of bounds by number 10.
And
That's a 26.
thrown out of bounds at, I believe, the 11-yard line.
Pulled out of bounds by number 10.
The young gun, CJ, he's going to be a good back in the future for the Dragons.
Yes, he is. That young man just biding his time.
He's had a great mentor.
Definitely got to.
Probably one of the best to come to this school.
Yes, yes. I can think of many, many people that would agree with that statement right there. So C.J. Johnson.
I think Wayne will agree with that statement
Oh,
too.
he will definitely agree with that statement. 25-yard carry from the sophomore running back puts Junction City 1st and 10 from the 11. They'll give it to him again. He'll bounce out right side, but he'll be wrapped up immediately.
Number 52 for the Bulldogs.
That's number 52, Robert Fulton,
Loss on the play.
on the stop.
Maybe see a field goal by Holyfield right here before the half's over. He can make it. He's shown the ability to make it.
He definitely has the leg. But I believe Junction City's just going to take it on down to the field house. And that's what Coach Carpenter's got in mind. So the headsets are off. They're going to sit them on the sidelines. One half is in the book. Junction City 43.
Junction City Dragons 43.
The Earle Bulldogs 8. Here in the Class 2A state semifinals. And we will pause for the halftime show of both the Earle Marching Band and the Junction City Dragon Marching Band. We will be back after this.
Oh, okay.
$198 in the split to pot tonight. Get your tickets out. $198 in the pot. Ticket number 252508. $198 in the pot. Sounds like we got a winner right here in the back. Miss Mabel McClellan says she's got the ticket. Thank you guys for playing split to pot tonight.